Yo, what's up my people, Fourth Prince here, bringing you some Sprees Gears of War Judgment. Last night was Repopulation Day 2 of Gears of War Judgment, or the Rebirth Day 2 of Judgment, and I had an absolutely awesome time. I played with a good friend of mine, Stax. I will leave links in the description to some of his episodes as well. Dead Presidents Volume 1, Dead Presidents Volume 2 and Dead Presidents Volume 3. So definitely go check that out and check his channel out as well. The guy is just sick. And he's been around in Gears of War forever, a lot longer than myself. He kind of come across my channel a long time ago because of my love of hip hop, Gears of War and Dynasty Warriors, which seems to be his loves as well. So we fit together like a puzzle. That's my brother from another mother right there, man. So yeah, but obviously because we were playing lots of free fall together in a party, just chilling and playing, he does end up being in a lot of my sprees today. So, but I had a wicked night with him, and like I say, he's been in the Gears of War community for ages. He actually used to run Gears Clip of the Day before Razor's Edge did. I will put links in the description to both them things as well, Razor's Edge and Gears Clip of the Day. But he used to run Gears Clip of the Day with a friend of his called Slumpatron, and he ran that for ages. And he was also one of the first members to join Chaos when Chaos started. You know, when Chaos was the clan of clans, you know what I'm saying? So playing with Stax and just being a friend of Stax, he's always been a bit of an inspiration to me, and been doing a lot of stuff on YouTube, like the Dead Presidents episodes that are in the links in the description, which you guys have got to promise me you're going to go and watch. They were the sort of things that I really wanted to do. I've only managed to do one really proper random clips to music that I was happy with, but Stax has been doing that for a very long time. So yeah, man. Just want to say, man, 4-5 Vision salutes you, Stax. That's my brother. But what I wanted to chat about today is the problems we're facing in the gaming industry. And I kind of feel that there's going to be a big disconnect between us, the players, and the gaming companies very soon. I kind of feel that this gameplay should have been really over a Halo gameplay, but guys, I suck at Halo. Like Halo MCC, I've been playing quite a bit of it, but I ain't got nothing special to bring you guys. Because I'm not going to lie, I ain't ashamed. I'll be sucking at Halo really bad, but I'm going to keep trying and keep endeavouring to do better and bring some proper Halo videos on my channel very soon. But at the moment, everything's going off in Judgment, which is free to download on Xbox Live Marketplace, so you better go and download it now if you haven't already, because it's free, and it's one of the greatest games of all time. I don't care what you say, I'm just saying, it's my opinion, you ain't going to change it, zip it. So yeah, but what I want to chat about, like I said, was 343 have been getting a really big hard hit because of the issues there was with Halo MCC. Now, if you guys don't know, it didn't work. Like when it came out, I believe in October, and I bought my MCC copy and an Xbox One. That was the only reason I bought an Xbox One. Let's get that correct. Was for MCC, and it was basically the multiplayer was completely unplayable till March. Just to fill you guys in if you didn't know, but they did a patch, I think it was on the 13th of March, but the patch kind of fixed everything. Or not everything, there's still certain problems on the game, but the multiplayer is certainly more than playable. And at one stage, I did think that 343 was never going to be able to get that game working. I did think that that Halo MCC was just not ever going to work. They did patch after patch after patch that seemed to do nothing, but then the last patch just brought everything together. It's been beautiful and lovely-ish. Still got our problems, but with any game, and if anyone played games for a long period of time, you will always know that there is problems. But there was a YouTuber who did a video, a very long, great commentary. A lot of the things he said, I'm going to say that I agree with, but there was a lot of things on there, and the way it was orchestrated and the way it was done, I kind of feel that I didn't agree with, and I didn't like really. I'm not going to name no names. Anyone who knows the commentary in general or knows what I'm talking about will just know what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to name no names. But he was really scathing, and I kind of felt that, considering that MCC actually works pretty well, considering how it didn't work, it now works very well. Not perfect, there's still issues, there's still bits and I's and T's that need to be crossed and dotted, but it works pretty damn well now. And the fact that people can still come out and say you need to not pre-order the next Halo, which is Halo 5 Guardians, and you need to be like absolutely like getting as evil on 343 as anything, it kind of bewilders me. It kind of does. It's like if your car breaks, so your car's broken down, you have to take it to the mechanics and get it fixed. Now, you don't, when your car's fixed, get back in that car and still be blaming the car because it was broke 2 weeks ago. The car's fixed now. You need to stop, move on from that. There's certain points that he did raise which I do agree with, but there's certain things I'm just like, you can't even say that. Like, he was trying to compare Halo to other games that are doing better than Halo MCC, when the game actually was Battlefield 4. Now, you can't really go through life comparing one game to another game. They're different games and they've got different fan bases, especially when it's a big game like Battlefield, or if you're comparing it to something like Call of Duty. Like, they're big games, they've got a big fan base, that people that really want to play them games, so that's not always good. He also mentioned about ranking systems, and I kind of some point agree on that ranking ranks and stuff doesn't really work. Just because you may have a high rank in a certain game, like I have a really high rank in Gears of War Judgment, does that portray how good of a player I am? Hell no, it doesn't. And even if I have a high rank in Halo 4, which isn't too bad, it's not amazing, but I have a pretty high rank, not SLR, but SER, or whatever it is, but I still have a high rank, and I still want to get into games with people with my skill level, but it doesn't mean that I'm actually amazing at the game. It just means that I've played a lot of the game. I've just found certainly that when people have been coming onto Gears of War Judgment who haven't played the game before, they'll only be level 5s and 6s and something, but they seem to be able to certain times get the drop on me. Doesn't mean anything, and I kind of feel that ranking systems, as much as we all love them, are kind of redundant in some way because they don't work. One, you do need to have a population in your game that are going to keep playing on that, so that it keeps your rank and you can play people of your stature and not be playing noobs. But if you ain't got a high population, then you're not going to be meeting these people. And kind of the way that the whole commentary was kind of drawn out and saying that you know, 343 don't care about the game, and I heard it before with things like with Epic Games as well when Gears of War Judgment come out. I've heard it with other games as well in the past. Usually I kind of find, to be honest, when someone says that a company don't care about their product, is BS. Companies certainly care about their products. That's their job, especially something like 343. As far as I'm aware, 343 don't do anything else but Halo. And I know people are going to say, oh yeah, but it's a Microsoft company, but 343 is 343. Do you know what I mean? Like, Tesco's own One Stop. You ain't going to go to Tesco's and take your stuff back because One Stop ain't, because you bought something from One Stop and it's broken. You know, Tusk is owned by Microsoft Studios. So are we going to say that Black Tusk and 343 are one in the same? No, they're nothing to do with each other at all. You know what I mean? So I do understand these things, but I also understand that as gamers we need to actually, when something's fixed, play the game, have a go. You know, there's always going to be problems that us as YouTubers, us as fans that can get out, and myself as well. I've done my video having a scathing report on 343 because I couldn't even get the campaign to work, and I understand that I kind of sit in this place as well. I don't never want to be this YouTuber who kind of moans about people moaning, but I kind of feel that YouTube at the moment, the only YouTube channels that actually get watched are the ones that are so negative, like overly negative in every single way. I know there's going to be problems in these games, that game, whatever game it may be, but we do need to try and stand together and see why these problems work. I try to look at a problem and say, okay, why was it made this way? Why does it happen like that? And I know 343 Halo Master Chief Collection has got its problems, but it works now. I hope we can all pull together, and just in the future as well, what I don't want is to Black Tusk, who are the next people who are going to be making Gears of War, as soon as they drop the game, a day after, everyone's going to be going, don't like it, it's rubbish, throw it away. Like, Judgment never got tried, and I don't want people, all people, I know there is people out there that tried their best and didn't enjoy it still, that's fair enough, but I don't want people to be coming out. I know a lot of people out there was moaning about certain things on Gears of War Judgment that they didn't even get, you know what I mean, like breakthrough. I know people that moaned about it, complained about it, and they didn't even buy the DLC, and they say all this in the same sentence. How are you going to have an opinion of something you haven't done? You can't have an opinion on that. So I kind of hope that people can play it, and I hope we can try and get the connection back that we are kind of going to be losing. At the end of the day, with game companies, as much as we like it or we don't like it, they're here to make a profit. They are. We might not like that, and we want to know that the game we're going to get is perfect. I understand that more than anyone. Like I say, I bought my Xbox One for MCC, but the game companies are there to make a profit. You know what I mean? That's what they do, if we like it or not. And what was my point? Well, I don't know what my point was, but they are there to make a profit, and we need to make sure that we have a connection and we have we're talking to them. I kind of feel that 343 have done a lot of stuff with the community that we didn't have 5-6 years ago with certain game companies. Do you know what I mean? I kind of feel that a lot of game companies will release their game, they put it out there, they'd kind of rant about it and say how amazing it was for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'd stop. The reason they stop and the reason they forget about it is because we live in an industry with gaming. As much as it's a good thing for us, it's a bad thing for the game companies. Now what I'm trying to talk about is the fact that when you buy a video game, people don't like it. The first thing they do, like within a week, 2 weeks, they go to their local game store or GameStop or whatever it's called in America and trade it in. And then when people buy the game again, either they're going to pay £40 or $60 or whatever it is in American money for a new game, or they're going to get it for £30 and $50. What are you going to do? You're going to get the pre-owned one, just because it's exactly the same, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Now when someone buys that pre-owned copy, the game companies ain't making no money from that. You know what I mean? The game company is not making any money from that. And the game company, after the 2-3 weeks and after them pre-orders happen, they're kind of in a situation where they go, regardless what happens, people didn't like the game. I know there's going to be a lot of people that took MCC back in them 3-4 months while it was broken. Now, no matter what 343 do, they're not going to be selling a lot of new copies because there's so many pre-owned copies laying around. Now I know that's a great thing for us because we get to save money on new games, and people who bought a game that they didn't like, they get to trade it in and get some kind of severance, get some money back, and be able to buy a new game. But doesn't really help the game companies. It's almost, for a game company, the way they look at it, because they are there to make profit. It's a business. That's what businesses does. It makes profit. And for a business to be able to be in a situation where they're going, we ain't making no more money now, regardless what we do. We can repopulate the game, we can do whatever we want to try and get people to play the game again. But even if people go and buy like 3,000-4,000 copies of the game in a couple of days, it's just going to be buying pre-owned copies where the game company makes nothing. So you've got them certain, I say it's like a month, maybe 2 months for a game company, unless it's something amazing, and then but then even when they trade it in, people, if it's amazing, people still trade that stuff in, but they get a good price for it, so it's worth trading in for them. And I know I never want to see the end of trading in games, because that means us, the customer, are going to suffer. I never want to see it to be this thing that we was all worried about with Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, where everything is going to be a digital download. You can't sell it, you can't do anything with it. Once you paid your money, you're stuck with it. I don't want to see that. But we have got to remember that game companies are thinking about them first couple of months when the game comes out, and they're not thinking much further into the future. And I kind of feel that I don't want to disconnect between us. I kind of feel that game companies have actually done 343 included. I'm not going to lie, 343 included. Certainly Black Tusk at the moment have been amazing with the Gears community. Awesome, amazing. But even with them, they're kind of having this thing, because they're the ones, if you don't know, are in charge of the next Gears game that's going to be dropping. And just because they haven't really made a proper game before in the past, everyone's already going, oh, they're going to mess it up, they're going to break. Like, just give it a chance. Let's give it a chance. Let's give these things a chance. And the fact, like I said, like MCC's kind of working now. It's working good. And if you're a Halo fan, I think it's really happy times for you to be able to get back on Halo and play all them awesome Halo games on the next gen console and get something in there. Yeah, you're going to find your issues. Yeah, the numbers are missing. So when you get into a playlist, you can't see how many people are playing that playlist anyway, which is a bad thing. I'm not going to knock that. I'm not going to knock at a lot of things that this actual YouTuber said in his video, but I am going to say it's not the end of the world. That's definitely a first world problem. Do you know what I mean? And kind of, as I found on Gears of War Judgment and Gears of War 3, the numbers on the game doesn't actually accurately represent the numbers of the people who are playing. Like I've always said on Gears of War Judgment, if you look at a playlist and it says there's only 2 people playing it, don't give up, give it a go, because there's usually a hell of a lot more people playing it. Now, I don't know why they took the numbers off, I don't know why they cut the ranking system off in MCC and stuff like that, and only have got it for Halo Master Chief Collection, no, Halo 2 Anniversary. I don't know, and I do know that Halo 2 Anniversary just hasn't got enough maps. I never thought I'd say that, considering that Halo MCC's got like 100 maps on it, but the Halo 2 Anniversary doesn't have enough maps. I know a lot of people, 343, are probably saying, well, we give you all compensation. Me personally, the only compensation there was from that was a month's free Xbox Live, which isn't really nothing, but that is what it is. I know they're going to be bringing Halo ODST out, but that's a game I'm not really bothered about. I don't even want it just causing more problems to MCC than there was before when they bring that out. And they're also giving you a map called Relic, which I played not too long ago for the first time, and I wasn't overly impressed with that. I'd rather see other maps dropped, but I do hope they drop more maps. Again, the problem we had with Judgment was not enough maps, and the problem we have with Halo 2 Anniversary is not enough maps. Hopefully they'll drop more of their maps. And this person on this YouTube channel was saying, drop maps in from Reach, drop maps in from this Halo game. This Halo 4 there. You know what I mean? There's Halo 4 on MCC, so maybe 343 could do something, drop some of the maps from Halo 4. Or we have an awesome Forge option, a community Forge playlist. I know a good friend of mine, Modest Major, was talking about that not long ago. We'll leave a link in the description to his channel as well. That's another good brother of mine. And yeah, man, I'll put a link in there, so go check him out. He's a Halo beast, better than me. Certainly better than me, so go check him out. But you know, a community Forge playlist on MCC or for Halo 2 Anniversary, if they can drop in 5 or 6 maps which are made by the community through the Forge playlist and stuff, yo, that's what the game needs. But what we don't need is to be moaning about stuff that works now and still be angry about it. Like I said, you get something fixed, something can break in your house, you know what I mean? Your cooker can break. You're not going to be angry in your cooker when it's fixed in 2 months' time. Do you know what I mean? And we need to think about that. As much as a lot of us like it or don't like it, we're going to get to the stage again where game companies absolutely have a complete cut off from us and stop talking to us and just drop their games. And we're in a situation, I hate to say it, guys, I hate to say it, as much as you guys hate to think it, you're not going to stop buying certain games when they drop, regardless. When the next Call of Duty comes out, Call of Duty fans ain't going to be dissing that. They're going to buy it and give it a go because they don't want to miss out. Especially with the weight and the times we live in now, where a lot of people play gamers are from the ages of like 12 to 18 and their friends get it. People buy games just because their friends get it. I want to play with my mate on this game. He says it's wicked. That's when games sell. So we're always in a situation where, as much as we might want to boycott certain games and not do this with it, not pre-order it and not get it, we don't want to be missing out and not playing that game. We're always usually going to give it a go. And the gaming lifespan nowadays is short. There is so many games coming out. And when people try and arc back to the Halo 3 days and Halo 4 days, there wasn't many people playing. There wasn't not many people playing. There wasn't many games coming out. Now, the market, I wouldn't say saturated, but there's a hell of a lot of games, more games coming out in your 2012, 2013, 2014, as opposed to your 2002, 3, 4, and 5. There's just more games coming out. There's more game companies. It's more of a bigger business now than it ever was back then. So there's a lot more competition. And I know when you get a video like, let me think of one. Like Gears of War 2. When that come out, I was always like, there's never going to be anything better than this. Am I playing Gears of War 2 right now? Hell no. Because there is things better than that. And that's how the world works. And that's how gaming works. But I just hope that we can try and not fall out with the gaming companies too much. I'm not saying that you can't have your opinions and you shouldn't say to the gaming companies, I know I'm saying all this right now, but it won't take much to go wrong in a game before I come out moaning and being scathing. But when I've got so many thousands and thousands of followers, you need to think what you're saying and what you're doing, because that does hurt your game. And when someone who does a long video like that, we've got nothing to lose by not pre-ordering the next Halo game. You do, because if the game companies, your 343s, your Black Tusk, look at Epic Games, they sold it very quickly, and we was lucky that someone bought it up. In the case of Black Tusk, very lucky, because at one stage I was like, there's never going to be a Gears game again because it's failed. It doesn't look profitable for that company to do it anymore. They will not do it. So gamers, we do have a lot to lose. We have a ton to lose. I know I don't like maybe saying this, but at the end of the day, I'm speaking the truth, and you'll know it's the truth. If everyone boycotts certain games and don't get certain games or don't buy certain games because we're thinking of past things, then you think there's going to be more games of that in the future? Nah, man. They just move on to a new IP, or things like 343 that only really do Halo. I know everyone says, yeah, but it's Microsoft and 343 is the same. They are the same, but they're very different. And I think what this guy was saying, you know, Microsoft 343, same, is the same. It's owned by the same company, but 343 have got nothing to do with the making of the Xbox One, and I feel that there was probably a few problems with the Xbox One. Not so much 343, but the Xbox One. But there was problems with 343 as well, and I don't want to rattle my subs and people who watch my channel and think I'm just siding with the gaming companies. I'm just thinking about the future. This is 45 Vision, yo. I'm just thinking that we need to think about stuff before we say stuff. And even my computer's gone off right now because I've been rambling for ages. But yo, that's Fourth Prince. Definitely check them links with my brother Stacks on their episodes of Dead Presidents Volume Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, and also check Gears Clip of the Day and Razor's Edge, and go through Stax' channel, man, and also check the link for Modest Major as well, does Halo. That's a good brother of mine as well. So yo, check all them links, check it out, and yeah, hope I haven't offended anyone. But before you get in the comment section and get at me, I know there's going to be a bit of that, but you do have to think about what I've said. We don't want to disconnect between the gaming companies and us, the players, because they will shut the doors on us and won't listen to us at all. And when that happens, we've had it in the past and it can come again in the future. And trust me, gaming companies will usually make their money regardless what we think. And the fact that a lot of gaming companies actually do have an embracing arms to us at the moment is a great thing. So yo people, much love and peace.